Hall of Famers Reggie Miller, Carmelo Anthony, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, also Jamal Crawford and Noah Eagle. They will be bringing you the NBA All-Star Game festivities. The All-Star Game on NBC and Peacock will be Sunday, February 15th at 5 Eastern. I don't know what you accomplished before you turned 30, but Noah will be the youngest ever to call an NBA All-Star Game at the age of 29. What's the best piece of advice you've been given going into the All-Star Game?
Well, first of all, Dan, I was excited to join you guys until I saw the guest list for today, and then I felt like a stand-up comic going to an open mic night, and you don't know who you're going to follow, and you have to follow Chris Rock and Bill Burr. So here I am, ready to go. Best piece of advice is, honestly, it's just been to be myself and really do everything that we normally do, have fun, and if you have fun, the audience generally tends to follow, and celebrate the game. That's what we're here to do. And so you kind of accomplish all those things and you can leave happy.
How does your age work against you? How does it work for you in a situation like this?
Yeah, I guess against me, it's just the inexperience. I haven't done this before. And so it's anything that you do new, you're going in a little bit blind. But I would say how it works for me, I've always been an old soul. The first article written about me when I got the LA Clippers job was the headline was he's 22 going on 52. And it was highly accurate. And so for me, I think I've been a historian of the game. I've watched every one of these weekends since I was pretty much born. I was the guy that needed to park myself on the couch from the beginning of the Rising Stars all the way through the game on Sunday. So I just think that I want to make sure that I'm doing the due diligence for all of those people who have been watching for decades. But at the same time, I do at least have a sense of what's happening with the younger generation. And so the hope is I can bridge the gap between those who are 22 and those who are 72 that are tuning in. That is kind of the goal in any of this. And, we know that we should have, especially considering the Olympics are going to be on, we should have a lot of non-basketball fans early. And so our hope is we can entertain them and inform them enough that they want to stay.
Your thoughts on the format?
I'm excited for it. I think that, look, the Olympic aspect is great. We chatted during the Summer Olympics in 2024, and I got a front row seat to see just how different that type of competition is when you do have the pride of representing a country in the United States case and the world in the world's case. And I think that you're going to get a full 48 minutes of basketball on Sunday. To me, that was always the concern. It's one thing if, and we saw this a little bit last year, and the NBA did a great job of rectifying some of those issues where it felt like actually the games were getting competitive, but then it was so choppy because they were so short that you never got a full rhythm of basketball. This will be a full rhythm of basketball, a full quarter, and then you move on. It's another full quarter, and then you move on another full quarter, and then you have your championship. So it's a full 4 quarters of basketball. So from that perspective, I think it can work. And the hope is these guys have a little bit of juice, especially towards the end of that quarter. I think that's the other idea from the NBA. In previous All-Star games, you feel like you have your full 48-minute game, 12-minute quarters. There's no jurisdiction with the first, second, third. And then maybe by the end of the fourth, they start playing. The hope is because it's one quarter, the point differential is going to matter. By the end of each quarter, in the final 3-4 minutes, you're going to start to see some of that competitive joy and spirit come to the forefront. So that's what I expect. We'll see if it all comes together that way, but I'm excited for it.
Talking to Noah Eagle. He'll be calling the All-Star Weekend festivities with Reggie, Carmelo, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, Jamal Crawford. We've taken phone calls all morning long. Everybody has their solution to tanking. You got one?
You see, I really don't think there is one because I've gone through every combination and permutation you could think. And all the ones I've heard, some really creative, the ones that I like. There's one that I know has at least had some preliminary discussion, according to reports, about potentially having some kind of tournament or play to get the number 1 pick. So now there's an incentive for the teams. The problem is, what's the incentive for the players that are on those teams that are on expiring contracts?
Yeah.
Why do they care?
Yeah.
It's the same idea of that's what everybody always says with the NFL. everyone's, oh, well, if you're bad, just lose every game. Well, why would the players care to lose every game? That's not good for them and their personal brands. And the same type of deal of, okay, well, where they're not going to have any competitive pride, you're saying up until a certain point, and then that's going to switch. It doesn't make sense to me. I've heard well, cut it off at March 1st, and now the rest of the year doesn't matter in terms of your losses. So go be competitive. But what does that do necessarily? What if there's a team that's 11th in the lottery odds in March 1st? And now they turn it on late. They make the play-in tournament. They make the playoffs, and they get the number one pick. Well, that doesn't solve now the competitive balance in the NBA. So I don't know if there's a definitive answer other than the fact of what the egregious tanking and what we saw the Utah Jazz get fined $500,000 for. I think that's where you just have to find punishments for that to make sure that those do not happen. The blatant, directly in your face, sitting entire guys for entire fourth quarters. And it's more than just Utah that's done it. They're just the ones that have gotten the harshest punishment so far this year. It's a loaded draft class. I think every time there's a loaded draft class, you see more and more teams recognize it. And especially once these guys start playing at the level that they have in the college ranks, they're going to start going all in to try to secure their services. But at the same time, I'm not really sure that there's a direct answer to say, well, hey, you can't do that. You're going to tell coaches, well, don't put you can't put those guys in right now. That's a coaching decision. That's all they're going to argue. So no, I don't have an answer. The answer is to try to sit back and hopefully enjoy what you can.
Are you calling the celebrity game as well?
I am not. I wish it's still an ESPN property. I wish that we could have somehow grabbed that one. I'm a big fan of watching the celebrities embarrass themselves.
All I know is Jason Williams is going to be out there.
Yes.
And somebody's going to get hit in the head with one of his passes, and he's going to put somebody, he'll put him on a swivel. He'll embarrass some people out there. I don't know who else. Who else is Jeremy Lin? He's playing as well.
Well, no, Dan, the big one that I think everyone's curious about is Shams Charania.
Oh, yeah.
Here's what I thought should happen. Every NBA executive should have recognized that this guy was doing something that he can't have his phone out while he's on the court. And all 30 teams should make some kind of deal. I know the trade deadline's gone, but just do something crazy so that he cannot report on it. I just want to see what would happen. It feels like NBA Armageddon. There also, I realized I saw online that apparently you can put a wager on Shams Charania's over-under of 3.5 points, which is disrespectful to Shams. Have you seen his jump shot? He's got to get at least 4.
Does he have any game?
He's got something. He's got some level of skill.
He's
I know he grew up playing.
Not very tall, is he?
No, but as a short king myself, at least I sympathize with the fact that he's put up jumpers. He's gotten in the gym and he's put some work in.
Could you take Shams in a shooting contest?
I haven't picked up a ball in years, so probably not.
You're only maybe 29. It's not like you're 50.
Sure. Give me like a month. And then we can talk. If you give me a month to get some shots up, feel like I can get a rhythm back, then yes. I think I shot 40% my senior year of high school from 3. I think it was 2 for 5 or 4 for 10. So I think I'm good.
Have fun this weekend, Noah.
Appreciate it, man.
That's Noah Eagle. He'll be on the call for the All-Star festivities. And you got Carmelo and Vince and Tracy and Reggie, Jamal Crawford there. So that'll be a lot of fun.